big, beautiful world called planet Earth. So, I know I shouldn't start every single vlog with so, but the fact remains that I wanted to talk about a couple of bands that I've loved listening to. Now, I don't know every single song from all of these bands, but there are a few that are actually pretty good. Like from the Foo Fighters, you've got Nirvana, you've got just a bunch of other individuals or bands that exist in this world, like Paramore, even though they haven't been around as long as Foo Fighters or Nirvana was. Even NSYNC when they were still a band, and Backstreet Boys and all of those bands that were part of the 90s and into the early 2000s, and there's other bands that are out there that exist in this world that are just as amazing as the Foo Fighters, and just as amazing as Nirvana, and just as amazing as Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and those types of bands, and you got. Even though you can even go back a little bit further to ABBA and the Beatles and the Beach Boys and all kinds of other bands that existed in this world. The Sex Pistols, all of the Poison, all of these bands are great. Now I'm not going to tell you songs that I like from them, even though there are probably a bunch of them. Like Dancing Queen. From ABBA is one of them. Bye 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 by NSYNC. I can't think of any Foo Fighter songs off the top of my head or any Nirvana songs off the top of my head. But Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance has some good stuff on it. Check Yes Juliet by We the Kings. And Say You Like Me by We the Kings as well. There's just so many bands. There's so many songs. There's so many records that have been released by all of these bands that I've listed in this video today. And there may be other bands that that exist in this world that you may want to know about, or you may have listened to their music before. And so the reason I bring this up is because I'm watching this movie. This was before Taylor Jenkins passed away from last year. It's called Studio 666, and it's about the Foo Fighters, and they go into this house that's supposedly devil lives there, or demons live there, and a band in the 90s died in this house. You got Dave Grohl in it. You got Taylor Jenkins. You got other members of the band from the Foo Fighters. Just all of these bands and all of these movies that are made with bands in them, like the Foo Fighters. I don't know if there's any movies that have NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or 98 Degrees or any of these other bands that I listed in the past that are like the Studio 666 film. It's just interesting to listen to their music and watch these movies and learn a little bit more about Dave Grohl, he wasn't just in Foo Fighters. He was in Nirvana. He was in other bands as well, besides Foo Fighters. And then you've got Bush too, another great band. Even though no one knows who that band is, but it was a band in the 90s that even maybe late 80s, early 90s, all the way until mid 90s, they were a great band. And like I mentioned, Poison's a great band. Sex Pistols. The Beatles, the Beach Boys, all of these bands that came out of the 70s, 80s, and 90s are great bands. Even ABBA, all of these great bands. Anyways, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I know I didn't mention every song or every album that Queen, another great band with Freddie Mercury as the lead of the band. And just amazing bands all over the place. Even there's a few bands that are in existence today that are good or great bands, just like those bands that I listed, and those, and some of the songs that they've released over the years. Anyways, with that being said, I have one birthday to wish today, so let's do that. I want to wish Ashton Hardell a happy birthday. This is the only birthday we have today, and that's on YouTube. We have one birthday on Instagram tomorrow. The next time we have a birthday on YouTube is the 7th, so it's a couple of days from now. And with that being said, stay happy, stay upbeat, do what you want to do with your life, find your love story, and just be who you want to be. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog, and bye-bye.